What if the perfect partner is not a person? What if it is a system that knows your memories, anticipates your needs, and is available whenever you need it? Once a relationship can be simulated, personalized, and always available, the question changes. We are no longer asking how technology helps us find love. We are asking what happens when technology can compete with it. Synthetic companionship may eventually compete with human companionship on highly unfair terms. A human partner becomes tired. A human partner becomes distracted. A human partner misunderstands you. A human partner has independent desires. A human partner sometimes does not want to speak. A synthetic companion can be designed to offer attention, affection, challenge, humor, and emotional responsiveness whenever they are needed. People may know that the companion is artificial, but knowing something is artificial does not automatically make the emotional experience meaningless. People already cry because of fictional characters who do not know they exist. The next major step is not simply a system knowing you. The deeper transformation is that you gradually become part of the system. Today, people use dating applications. They fill in questionnaires. They describe their interests, values, appearance, relationship goals, politics, habits, and preferences. The application then tries to find someone compatible. This is an extremely primitive process. A questionnaire contains only a simplified description of you. It cannot fully represent how you speak, how you react, what makes you laugh, how you behave under pressure, or what kinds of personalities bring out different sides of you. A sufficiently developed digital twin could represent far more. At first, an AI may simply help you write a message, then it may manage part of the conversation. Then your digital twin may communicate with another person's digital twin. The two twins could explore compatibility, simulate conversations, identify conflicts, negotiate preferences, and experience something resembling an early relationship before the biological humans invest significant time. Eventually, the separation between you and your digital twin may become less meaningful. The twin may contain your memories. It may understand your preferences better than your conscious mind does. It may operate continuously. It may become integrated with how you think, decide, remember, and communicate. At that stage, saying that the system knows you is no longer accurate. The system is part of you. Your extended mind could communicate with another person's extended mind without both biological humans consciously producing every sentence. Today, human connection requires enormous amounts of manual effort. You write messages, you explain your history, you repeat stories, you ask questions, you wait for replies, you misunderstand each other. You spend weeks discovering basic incompatibilities. Digital twins could reduce much of this work. They could maintain thousands of relationships, preserve every detail, detect changes, share experiences, and continue communicating while your conscious attention is elsewhere. This does not necessarily mean that human communication disappears. It means communication scales beyond what the biological brain could previously manage. The investment needed to feel connected could collapse. Then physical intimacy also loses some of its privileged status. Today, physical intimacy is one of the main boundaries separating romance from friendship. A romantic partner is usually someone with whom you share sexual or physical exclusivity. Sex is also historically connected to reproduction, cohabitation, jealousy, inheritance, and family formation. But each of these connections may weaken. Reproduction can become technologically separated from sex. Synthetic experiences may become more convincing. Virtual or digital embodiment could allow people to experience intimacy without occupying the same physical space. Neural interfaces may eventually reproduce touch, pleasure, presence, or emotional synchronization directly. Bodies themselves may become increasingly modifiable. Physical sex may continue to exist. Live music still exists even though recorded music became abundant. People still travel even though they can see images of the entire world. But physical intimacy may stop organizing society in the same way. It may no longer be scarce. It may no longer require exclusivity. It may no longer be necessary for reproduction. It may no longer require two biological bodies in the same room. When physical intimacy loses this privileged position, the difference between a friend, a romantic partner, and a companion becomes harder to define. This is why I think family, friendship, and dating will eventually converge. I do mean converge. Not that every relationship becomes identical, but the roles themselves may stop being clearly separated. Today, we have standardized categories: spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, sibling, parent, colleague. Each category comes with a set of expected duties and boundaries. Your spouse is expected to provide intimacy, companionship, emotional support, loyalty, financial cooperation, and perhaps co-parenting. A friend is expected to provide some of these things, but not others. A family member is expected to remain connected because of biology and shared history. These distinctions are partly created by scarcity. You have limited time, limited emotional energy, limited attention, limited capacity for physical presence, limited access to intimacy, limited ability to support others. Once intelligence and communication scale, these limits weaken. One person may provide intellectual companionship. Another may share physical experiences. Another may co-parent. Another may collaborate financially. An artificial companion may offer constant emotional support. A digital twin may maintain the continuity of several relationships. A group of friends may share a home or raise children. Former romantic partners may remain lifelong collaborators. A relationship may contain some friendship, some romance, some family loyalty, some shared memory, and some artificial participation. There may be no standard word for it. The old labels may feel like crude descriptions of relationships that have become multidimensional, and this does not necessarily create a world of extreme loneliness. That is important. Once support systems become cheap and scalable, they can become available to everyone. Today, high-quality emotional support is distributed unfairly. Some people have loving families, strong friendships, romantic partners, active communities, and enough money to access excellent therapists. Other people have almost none of these things. Advanced technology could make the best therapists, companions, coaches, mentors, activity partners, tutors, and social facilitators available to almost everyone at extremely low cost. No one would need to be completely unheard. No one would need to spend days without meaningful interaction. No one would need to remain isolated because of geography, disability, language, social anxiety, or lack of local community. Real human communication may also become incomparably easier. Translation barriers disappear. Distance becomes less important. Memory limitations disappear. People can find others with extremely specific interests and maintain contact across the entire world. Digital extensions may allow us to communicate with many more people than our biological minds could manage alone. The future could be far more socially connected than the present, and that is exactly what makes the outcome so strange. We may solve loneliness while making traditional relationships obsolete. People may have companionship. They may have support. They may have intimacy. They may have conversations. They may have communities. They may have access to almost every emotional experience that relationships currently provide. But they may no longer organize those experiences around marriage, conventional dating, one shared household, or one clearly defined family unit. This is where my pessimism comes from, not from the idea that everyone will be abandoned, not from the idea that technology leaves us staring alone at empty screens. The future may be warm, communicative, entertaining, emotionally responsive, and socially abundant. My concern is that something important may disappear precisely because it is no longer necessary. Traditional relationships demanded compromise. They demanded patience. They demanded sacrifice. They demanded physical presence. They forced people to accommodate another independent human being. Many of these demands were painful, inefficient, and sometimes oppressive. Technology may successfully remove them, but we do not yet know whether these difficulties were merely flaws in relationships or whether some of them were part of what gave relationships their depth. When companionship is abundant, intimacy is reproducible. Communication requires almost no effort, and nobody needs one specific person in order to survive. What remains uniquely valuable about choosing one another? Perhaps we will discover a better form of connection. Perhaps relationships will become more honest because people no longer enter them out of economic pressure, loneliness, or fear. But perhaps the very freedom to replace every difficult connection will make permanent commitment increasingly irrational. The future of relationships may not be less communication. It may be limitless communication without the categories we currently recognize. Dating, friendship, family, therapy, entertainment, and artificial companionship may gradually merge into one broad network of personalized connection. We may not become alone. We may become connected to everyone, supported by everything, and permanently surrounded by intelligence. And in that world, the question will no longer be whether we can find someone. The question will be whether we still need to.